Hold on. What? You said what? Who can do operating? Who can be an operator? No, no. You got it all wrong. You got it all wrong, okay? No worries though. I will answer all your questions. Today you will know who can be an OP. Alright, let's go. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is the 10th of July, 9:43, and I am dropping another video. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, the new channel of the day. If you are new here, my name is Miss Bully and welcome to the family. I hope you love and enjoy it here, and if you do, please subscribe and be a part of us. My day ones, you know how we do it. My returning viewers, please don't be a returning, please be a regular. My day ones, hala, it's from here. My day ones, it's from here. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Guys, I went live today, and you know, whatever I'm going to say here, I did say everything in my live. Then after that, I couldn't end the live, so I don't know what I did, and then apparently it said stop live, stop live or cancel live. So I missed my video, so now I need to start off with repeating what I said. Just imagine, because this is as important because you guys are important. So guys, I've been meaning to go live because I wanted to educate you about operating, but it's clear we're having challenges. So I'm like, you know what, I need to drop this video immediately, as soon as yesterday, because I can't keep you waiting for the rest of your lives. Okay, no. So we are going to have a whole lesson about operating. It's not going to be long. All I needed to do is grab a pen and grab a notebook and take down notes as I saw all of these things. Today, you are going to leave by the time you finish this video, and please watch this video till the end, because you will get to know all about operating, and you'll get to know who can be an au pair. Okay, I might change what you're thinking, because what you're thinking may be wrong. Period. Okay, let's start. What is an au pair? Wait guys, can I drink water? What is an au pair? So at times I find it very, very difficult to explain what an au pair is, you know, because you try and explain what an au pair is and someone will think that, oh, it's a nanny, or like nanny duty, you know, and because like, sorry, you don't want to confuse this person even more. You're like, yeah, nanny, okay. But today I want to tell you what au pairing is. So I like to say this when I explain it to people when they say, what is an au pair? I like saying an au pair is a combination of a teacher, a tutor, a facilitator, a homeschool teacher, a homeschool tutor, and a babysitter. This is what I like to say. A combination of this. That is an au pair. I'm sorry, I'm just going backwards so that you can see me properly. That is an au pair. Right, and throughout the video you'll get to, if you're a bit lost, I will find you. Okay, so that is an au pair. But also I want to tell you the difference between three positions, and I also want to tell you how these positions relate to each other. So there is nanny, there is driver, ne? So it's nanny, it's driver, in the middle it's au pair. I want to tell you how these positions differ, but also I want to tell you how they relate or link with each other. Fine. I'll start with the nanny. Right. I like calling nannies house managers, for you to explain, for you to understand the point I'm trying to make. I like to refer to nannies as house managers because they manage the house and a little bit of children, right? So house managers. I hope you've got a pen and a book and you're taking down notes. So nanny, house manager. Au pair, child care person. Au pair, child care person, parents PA. Nanny, house manager. Au pair, child care person, a parent's PA, and then there's a driver. Driver is driver. Now I'm going to tell you the difference within these three positions. Let's start with the house manager. The house manager manages everything that has to do with the house, right? I'm moving this and I'm putting it there. Today, this is what we are cooking. I'm sorting out the whole jobs, the children's whole jobs, swimming pool, da 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 da. Again, house manager. Even the parents would go to the house manager and be like, "Where is this of mine?" Okay, so that's a nanny, house manager. Ope, child care duty. Collecting from school, taking to extramurals, come back, making food with them, playing with them, homework. That's OP. Okay? And then driver. Driver, anything drop off, collect, that's driver. Done. Those are the difference between the three positions. But now I'm going to tell you and show you how these three positions, relate to each other. And I'll start again with the house manager. The house manager will make sure that the kids have eaten, pack their lunch, I get, and then also the house manager. Some house managers have licenses; they can drive. Sometimes the parents, if au pair and driver are not there, there's a house manager. The parent could say, "Can you please pick up and then come back home and then continue with your work?" That's how they relate. That's a house manager. But a house manager can't assist with homework. But the house manager can fetch from school, drop off where if they need to. That's a house manager. And then we get to the OP, child care. Child care. At times you work in a family where there is no house manager. There's no driver. And the parents want to go out maybe on a Friday night or weekend and there's no one to stay with the kids. Then they'll call the child care and they'll say, "Please come and babysit. At so and so day we are going out. You come and you babysit. Make sure that the children change nappies. If the clothes, someone mess up on their clothes, you change. You put in the bathroom or you soak for the parents to come and sort it out. Right? You make food for the children. You play. You take them to the park." The house manager can also do that. The house manager at a certain time, they can also take children to the park. The child care can also take the kids to the park. This is how they relate. Now this is not the difference. This is how they relate. This is how they link with each other. The child care can also take the kids to the park depending on the position or the role that you are filling. Right? That's a child care. You can also do that. Sometimes a child care, you can, teach your kids how to wash dishes, So you can do it with the kids. Teach them. Can teach them how to wash your socks. Instead of you washing the socks, instead of you doing some dishes, you can do that. I know I've posted a video of me washing dishes. That has nothing to do with how these three link. That's just us adults. It has nothing to do with that. There's no house manager that is paid to cook for an OP, and then when the OP finishes eating, they are paid to also wash their dishes. No, that's not how it goes. So please, if you're thinking about that, remove it from your mind. Okay? Right, so you can do that as an OP, child care duty. Teach your kids how to wash dishes. Teach your kids how to wash their socks. Fine. Then there is a driver. As an OP, I'm a child care plus driver. The house manager can be house manager plus driver. The only thing that the house manager cannot do in terms of what the OP does, anything with assisting with homework, if they're not, comfortable or don't have the necessary skills to do that, then they would communicate with the parents to say, no, I'm not comfortable in this. The only thing I, as the child care, I in my contract, I'm not supposed to do is managing the house. Okay. When both my bosses are in the house and Baba is hungry, Mama can send a message through me and say, Bully, please tell Auntie to make some food for Baba. Because that's a house manager. She's the one doing it. Do you get? The driver cannot be an OP unless they're employed as an OP. There are male OPs, there are. But if you are just the driver, that's the only thing you are doing. Picking up and dropping off, picking up and dropping off. Because if you are going to be a driver doing OP work related, then at some point you will be underpaid. So if it's just driving, it's clear it's just driving. But with being the house manager and OP, your duties are flexible. Your duties are flexible. All right. I've explained what operating is, how the difference between OP nanny driver and the similarities of OP nanny driver, right? Moving right along. Okay, now I am going to share with you my experience of how I became an OP, right? It was 2018. It was 2018 in June, right? I just I just exited. I was working for some school. I just forgot the name. Unfortunately, I forgot the name of the school, but sorry, something came into my eye, guys. Yeah. What's this? So yeah, I just exited the school. So I was just now, chilling. It was May 2018. So I was just chilling, eating my monies, my EFF monies. So during that time I was available, I was at home. I didn't have pressure to, look for another job. I was just, like, let me be a classy girl for quite some time. I've been working. So I was just chilling. So this day I had a friend that stayed closer to my house, right? So a walking distance from my house to her house. So she was living with her husband and the kids. So, I would wake up, do my chores, if I've got some chores, and then bath, and then just go and chill with them. So this day I went to go and chill with her, and she had another friend to visit over. So the friend that was visiting that day was not my first time seeing the friend. So I've seen the friend. We've had, I kind of knew the friend, and the friend kind of knew me. So that day now we are chilling, and the friend knew who I was working, but when he came that day, then, as we are talking, then he learns that I'm not working anymore, and we are talking about it and everything. And then he says to me, why don't you try operating? So I was like, oh, okay. I really can't remember if I asked him what an OP is, but I remember saying, okay. But that day when I went back home, because I didn't want to lose or forget what he had said, I immediately Googled. I didn't even know the spelling of it, So I immediately Googled, and after Googling, I went deep and deep and deep and deep and deep, and immediately there was a catch. Something made me love this operating idea. And I'll tell you, as someone that used to work in a whole class setup, right, you are working with more than 40, 50, 60 kids a day. You understand? And I don't know for you guys, but for some people like myself, I wake up with a goal every day. And I say to myself, today I need to achieve this, And during those times, most, a part of my goal was, while working at the school, a part of my goal was, I want to touch my kids' lives. The kids I'm working with, I want to touch their lives. But also I'll come back and reflect and be like, but goal not met. goal not met, because you see many children, many children, and you feel it, no, it's not met. And you are able to reflect and say to yourself, I know I touched this child and this child because this is what I did. But that honest reflection. So the catch, what I loved about what I saw when I Googled was that the difference with au pairing is that you get to work with a small number of kids, 2, 3, 1, 4, maybe 5. I've never worked with 5. So you get to work with a small number of kids. And when you work with a small number of kids, if you wake up with the goal like mine, then it's doable. It's possible. You're working with just 3 kids. There's time for one-on-ones, and when you leave, I made the difference. I made the difference, So I loved that. To me, that was a catch. So I went deep and I went deep and I went deep with my Googling until I found there were a lot of things, guys, when you go there. So I was looking for a company, au pairing company, something. So I found this au pairing thing. I see their address, I see their website, numbers, email address, So I'm like, tomorrow I'm going to this place, because I have never ever heard about au pairing in my life, ever. I was like, tomorrow I am going to this place. So tomorrow, 10 o'clock, I wake up, Vele. I go to the place. The place is in Sandton. I go to the place, I navigate, and I get there. When I get there, it's a residential area, right? So now I'm like, am I in the right place? So now I'm like asking myself, a residential area. Now I was expecting a company building with au pairs, because at that time, I didn't even know what an au pair looks like. So I wanted to see these au pairing so that I can, I've read about it, I've Googled about it, but now I want to see with my eyes what an au pair looks like, So I go to this residential area, and I am sitting in the car, and I'm trying to re-put this address so that maybe I'm lost. I thought I was lost. So I was like, let me re-put, so that it can retake me to, because now I'm expecting a building of au pairs. I want to see them, So as I'm sitting in the car and I'm still lost, this lady comes out, because it's a gate, right? So I'm parked at the gate. I don't know if I was parked like this or my car was literally ready to go inside. I don't know. But at the gate. So I think the lady saw me from the cameras, right? So the lady came out, and as she came out, I'm also coming out, and I'm like, hi, how is is everything okay? Are you okay? So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm looking for this address, au pairing, and she was like, yeah, you're at the right place. How can I help you? So I tell him, Corona, I just wanted to come into the place and inquire about how to become an au pair. I'm interested in being an au pair, And then she was like, oh, okay, we don't we don't allow people to come in prior to an appointment, So what you can do is go to our email address. You can email me this and that, and then we'll respond to you for an interview. Yabo. So I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. Yabo. So I get inside the car. Now I need to go back, but I am disappointed, because I wanted to see au pairs. I wanted to see what au pairs look like. Guys, I have never heard of such a thing in my life. And I'm like, with this kind of job, and in my head, there was another thing that used to play. I think it was Nanny something on TV that used to play. And this lady the parents would call this lady when they have misbehaving children. I don't know if you know that thing. When they have misbehaving children, they call that lady, and then that lady would spend 5 days with the family, and then the first meeting it would be with the parents, the second meeting with the kids, and then she gives the kids objectives and the parents objectives, do this, and then she models what the parents need to do when the kids are throwing tantrums and doing and then all of that. And then there's a day where she won't be coming and checking them on the camera. Then they would come, that thing. So I thought maybe I would be doing something like that. Yeah, but that's why I wanted to see them. Okay, fine. So I went back and I sent my things, and then I was called in for an interview. Surprisingly enough, I'm going back to the same address. Okay, they open. So now my thing is, where do they keep the au pairs? Yeah, well, so when that day, my interview day, when I entered, then I saw it's a big house and it's divided. There's this part and there's this part. So as I was coming in, I'm thinking to myself, so where's the opera room? Where am I? Where? All I wanted to see was operas, guys. Let me tell you. So I go inside, and then the lady then escorts me in, and we go to this room. Yeah, but so kind of disappointment. It's a room, and it's just me and her. Okay, fine. She interviews me, and then 5 minutes before my interview finishes, another lady comes in who was scheduled to have the interview after mine. So, okay, fine. Then after that, we did the not credit check, but what's this? Criminal check. Criminal check. Yeah. Yeah, criminal check. Let's use the word criminal check in lack of a better word. So okay, she does all of that and that. So I ask her, who qualifies to be an OPE? Who qualifies to be an OPE? I'll get back to that question because it's my last one. She responds to me. Okay, fine. Then I go back home and then she says, I must wait. And then she explains to me how things go with families and everything. So I'm like, okay, so July, I'm chilling in the house. Late July, then I get a message to say there's a family that's requesting to meet you, and they tell you when you go to interview, this is what you must do, this is what you must not do, this is what you take, all of those things. I'm like, oh, okay, cool, and I'm like, how must I dress? How must I dress? What must I say? And then they're like, okay, like dress comfortably, don't dress comfortably but professionally. Okay, can wear techies, you can wear what's this? Yeah, formal, yeah. So okay, fine. I go to the interview. It was my first interview. They tell you what to bring, and I was like, okay, I'm going to a house, and they tell you that during the interview, play with the kids. It's my first time. I'm going to this house, and then I'm like, okay, fine. I go to the interview, and I make it in the interview, and the rest was history. Yeah. So now I'm going to go to my gigs. How many family au pairs did I work for ever since I've been in au pair? So the one that I started August 2018 was a 3-month gig. It was a temporal gig. So it was August until December. And then I got another one during December. I got an interview for the one next year, because with the operating that I was doing, my agent, we've got groups. So if they place you in the family, and if the contract ends, they know. So when they send out positions, you respond and say, I'm interested, bully, I'm interested, you give them your name, I'm interested. They send out CVs to the parents. Then the parents chooses according to the CVs to say, I want to see bully, I want to see Mbali, I want to see Mpo. And these positions are very clear to say, we want a male OPE, we want a female OPE, So that's how I got my interviews. It's just that communication with the agent. So December I got interviewed. Then I started January, February, March, April. During the time when I was starting, it was 3 kids. The mother was pregnant with another child. They just moved from one place to another, and then they lost their job. And then it was, expenses we need to cut off, And then April, May, March, end of March, my contract ended. Then April, I was sitting. Mid-April, I got to go to an interview. And then I started in May. Then May, December, this is 2019 again. So December 2019, now I am jobless again because my family has relocated to Kruger National Park. Sorry, and then now it's 2020, January, February, March. So January, I applied for this position, unsuccessful. February, I applied for this position, and there were 2 of us. So it was like we are both going to work for certain weeks, and then the parents would decide who's more fit for the job. That was for March. April there was lockdown, and then boom, we both lost like that. To say, other parents became skeptic, and that mother was pregnant, so she was like, I'm not risking, no more OP, no. And during that time, it was really difficult to get a job because now most parents were homeschooling their kids. So, yeah. And then I didn't have a gig until 2022, late 2022, October. Yeah, October, and then I did operating until April 2023. And then I was pregnant, so I took a gap. And then this one. So this one is my sixth OPE gig. Yeah? So let me tell you, with the first one, I would get to the 3 month contract one. I would get to the house, wait for the kids to get back from daycare, and then go inside, give them lunch, change nappies, take naps, and then at a certain time we're going to the park. After the park, we get back, I leave. That was the one. The second one, where the parents had to move and she was pregnant, and then they're losing the job, cut off cost. I would get to the house, get the car, they provided the car. Get to the house, get the car, collect from daycare, take to swimming, come back home, make lunch, eat, rest, play, bake, bath them, and then knock off. Then the one that I started 2019 in May, then the parents relocated to Kruger National Park. So I was going with the child to school, and I was a facilitator. So I sat with the child at school, each and every subject. 7:30 I was at school till 2:00. 2:00 he goes to maths, I'm there sitting next to him. English, like that. I would explain. He had special conditions, so I would reiterate what the teacher has said. Further explanations, his pace, his time, everything like that. During exams, test, the teacher would say, will you go and drink tea, and then you'll come back when the test is done, so that they test, whatever. So yeah, that was that. And then we would go back home, have lunch, do homework, and then I'm done. I knock off. And then it was this one of 2020, where the parents wanted to see who's fit for the position. I would get to the house. They also provided the car. I would get to the house, go and collect the kids. This one is doing grade R, this one grade 2, this one grade what. So she's the thing. This one is finishing A, drop off, take, just the thing. And then with the last one, the one where I was pregnant, I would just get to the house, the child would come back from school, have lunch, rest, we do homework, and then I'm done. The one I'm doing now is my sixth one. Okay, so now I want to go back to my last point of who can be an OP, right? And before I can answer who can be an OP, I just want to reiterate something. I want people to, I'm getting a feeling that people think opering is for, I'm getting a sense that people think that opering is for people who are unemployed. It's for people who are, like, I'm getting a sense of, no, I'm working, I've secured a job, I've got a salary, I'm fine. But also, from the very same people that have secured jobs and have salaries, you'll hear them say, I want to make extra cash. So their extra cash would be, I will sell something, Betway, retail. I will cook and sell food. I will bake. I will do laundry for people. And I'm like, they're contradictory. And today I'm going to help you. Who can do opering? Anyone can do opering. Anyone can do opering. Anyone with teaching qualifications, teaching experience, licensed car can be an OP. Anyone with these qualifications and wants to make extra cash can be an OP. Operating is broad. Operating is not just you go to the house, you do this, you do this, you do this. Sometimes operating, there are operating gigs where it's just tutoring. You get there at 4, depending on the position you are feeling. You get there at 4, you leave at 6. When you get there, it's just work. You are working. Of course, you would set up your lesson, 20 minutes, 10 minutes break, 20 minutes, 10 minutes break. You get there and then you are done. You go back home. It's not about, I need to come early, fetch the kids. No. So anyone with these qualifications, you are studying teaching, you guys, if you've got the qualification and the qualifications and the experience, either or, you can be an OP. There are agencies like my agents that need you to have a license and car, but there are other agencies that don't care about that. Especially if you're going to be an international OP, if you are studying, of course. But if you just want to do it here, there are some agencies, or there are in the internet. You don't need a car, you don't need a license, just your qualification and or experience. Research, guys, research. I want to take you back to, remember when I went to the interview and then someone knocked, and then I said I'll tell you the response. So when I asked who can be an OP, so the lady responded and said anyone. And then she said the lady that is also here for an interview, she's a teacher, qualified teacher, and that lady was Indian, older than me at that time, even now. And she's a qualified teacher and she's here for an interview. So the barrier I want to make with this video is, let's stop being narrow-minded. Let's stop being narrow-minded to write off other positions without having the knowledge about it. Anyone can be an OP. And there are a lot of people with the experience of working with kids, but I don't know, when it comes to this operating thing, they just undermine it because do you know how much OPs make? I don't mean to brag, but do you know how much OPs make? With this being said, I also wanted to remove, most of us are growing up with this mentality that other people from other races, they grow up and then their parents have saved up money, then they go to varsity, and then it was only when after I became an OP that I saw that that's a lie. That's a lie. In my agent, there are 4 groups: Johannesburg, East, West, South, North. A majority is people of other races. They work as OPs and they study. Majority. They work as OPs and they study. And let me tell you how much a salary, how much operating can give you as a student. It's enough to pay school fees with UNISA. It's enough to pay rent. You can actually go and rent with OP money. And you can also maintain yourself, buy food, get clothes. Enough and more. Let me tell you. With operating, enough and more. So today, if you are this person that likes to tell people that no, other people of some races, they grow up and then their parents have saved money, I want you to know that you are telling people false information. After watching this video, don't do it anymore, because what you're saying is not true. I work with these people. They are working. I'm working with them as OPs and they are studying today. And if anyone comes to you, if you have watched my video and anyone comes to you and tells you that, tell them straight that you are lying. These people are OPs. These people are OPs. And if you are watching this video, please share the information with your neighbors, your people. You know almost. Let's help each other with information. Let's stop being stitched with information. And you know who there is? This one who started teaching, and they sitting. Give them this information if you watch the video. Give them the information. Don't be stitched with information. No. Your family members, cousins, give them the information. they can be au pairs. You can be an au pair for extra cash while you have a secure job, permanent job. You're permanent. You can be an au pair. Also, remember I told you, I was a facilitator. I went with the child to school. That school is a very most expensive special needs school in South Africa. And the teachers, they were au pairs. During some days, you would hear a sports PE coach who is qualified saying, I've got a tutoring session at 4, physics. Qualified teacher who's working at the most expensive special needs school where ministers take their children to. Don't be narrow-minded. Don't be narrow-minded. Don't be. Don't be okay with securing just one job and having one salary. Other people are hungry out there. Other people are hungry out there. And then when things don't happen for you, then you start spreading rumors of, no, other people from other races, they grow up and their parents have saved money for them to go to school. False information. Stop spreading that. If someone comes to you with that information, tell them to stop. Another thing I want you to know this so that you can advise people. Don't undermine the importance of volunteering. Go and volunteer. I suggest immediately after matric, if you have applied for a school and you are not going well, volunteer. I recommend volunteering so much, because some of us are where, I would speak for myself. I got all this experience. The foundation was set by this volunteering company, CTS South Africa. If it wasn't for this company, I wouldn't have known that I enjoy working with kids. If it wasn't for this company, I wouldn't have known. Actually, I love helping the community. Having the power to empower. I wouldn't have known if it wasn't for volunteering. Go and volunteer. Don't undermine the power of volunteering. They said this to us and we thought they were joking. It's only when you grow up and you see the doors that are opening through this volunteering thing to say, wow. So I hope today you have learned something about au pairing. If you've got the right qualifications, and you are looking to make extra cash, au pairing is for you. Au pairing should be your friend. There's money to be made in au pairing. People who are working in very expensive schools, they are au pairs. Afternoon, they've got gigs. They drive to their gigs. Others, their gigs is online. So, my people, I will end this video right here. I hope you've learned something about au pairing, and I hope you're going to share this information with people that didn't see the video, and I hope you're going to invite them to come and watch this video and be a part of our family. Otherwise, it's a bye for now. See you on the next one. Cheers.